Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Michael Hartley with Action Coach. What needs to pivot in my business, kickstart your day, get you refocused, because business is changing daily right now. Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Michael Hartley. I'm a non-medical type of doctor. I operate on business, and today's topics are mindset and marketing, and how we need to focus on ourselves, and then how we need to focus on helping others. So let's dive in. From chaos to control, we always start with your mindset, because if you're not good, nothing else will be. And so this is why we kick off team meetings and things like that with what we call a wiffle, what I feel like expressing, because if we are going to start an agenda and we're trying to accomplish something, if someone's mindset is not where it needs to be, they're tuned out. The meeting will not be as productive as it possibly can. People may hold things in, which causes resentment and things like that. That's why we must have a positive and a strong mindset ourselves, and we must make sure that we are doing things to understand our team's mindset so we can make sure that they are good as well. So mindset, first point of the day, get out of your comfort zone. Too much time is spent just being comfortable. It's one of the reasons why when you sit down and someone asks you to go do something, you begrudgingly get up to go do it, because you're comfortable. You don't want to get up and stand up. Well, our mindset works the same way. And so we must have a mindset where we say consistently every day, what can I do? What's one thing I can do today to get out of my comfort zone? It's going to help me grow. It's going to help the business grow. Ultimately, it's going to help me get closer to my destination that I desire. This is why we see people plateau, because they get stuck in their comfort zone and they're unwilling to get out of it. So what's one thing you need to do today outside of your comfort zone? Step 2, what's your dream? What is your dream for your life? Where are you actually wanting to go? Have you outlined it? Or do you just say, oh, whatever happens, happens. Or it's not actually going to happen, so why would I ever put it down on paper? What's your dream? No one else can dictate what that is other than you. And if you're not clear on it, you're never going to accomplish it. What are the things that you want out of life? And it doesn't have to be monetarily. It doesn't have to be about having things. It can be. It doesn't have to be. It's a matter of what's your dream. What things matter to you? For some, it's travel. For some, it's charity and giving things away. For some, it is like, I want these specific things in my life. It's this type of house or home or car. For some, it's a type of relationship. More time spent being present with family. What matters to you? What are your dreams? And how often do you remind yourself of it? How often do you remind yourself of why you do any of this stuff? Get out your comfort zone. Focus on your dreams. Where are we going with this whole thing? If you fall behind, it's not about compromising the end goal. It's not about compromising and saying, well, I guess we're just going to bring it back. No, it's about saying, I need to run faster now. If we fall behind, just like in a race, if you see these racers all the time, they fall behind, and guess what? They don't just give up and say, well, I guess, why would I even keep running? No, they just pick up pace. Google it. You'll see them all over YouTube where they come from way behind and they end up winning. You look at NBA for the first time a couple years ago, an NBA team who had fallen behind, 3 losses, came back to win the championship. It had never been done, which brings an interesting point, which is a little bit to sprinting for a second. I forget what the size of the race was, the distance was, but no one had ever beat the 4-minute mark on it until somebody did. And they thought it was like this incredible feat of strength. And since the first person did it, like 400 people have done it now, because they believed it could be done. They saw somebody else do it the first time. So what are those things that maybe you haven't seen happen yet that you don't believe can happen? Maybe that's a place where you need to focus your mindset in shifting, because guess what? It can. That's up to you. And then ultimately upgrade yourself. We upgrade our phones, we upgrade our computers, we upgrade our subscriptions, we upgrade our televisions, our cars, our homes. We upgrade all these things around us, our clothes. And yet, if we put all of that energy into upgrading us, it would be a whole lot easier to upgrade everything else. Stop buying things that you can't afford and start focusing on upgrading yourself so that way you can then go get them. Don't try to impress other people. Try to impress yourself. It's one of the reasons why I don't tend to look at where I'm at in certain standings, because my greatest competition is me. And if I lose sight of that, I've lost the game. So focus on you, focus on your mindset. Where are you going? What are your dreams? How do you need to get out of your comfort zone? Pick up the pace a little bit. Let's get to the sprinting point. No longer, we're not just power walking anymore. It's time to sprint. Now let's take some action. Where are we at in all of this? You know, I always ask, what's your after look like? What do you want the end result of all of this to be for you? Only you can choose. Make the choice. Right now, we're in the warm-up phase. We're about, for some places around the country, we're about to hit the sprint phase of the economy opening back up. Are you prepared? Do you have a plan in place? If you don't, we'll sit down with you and we'll help create your plan. Complimentary on us. I am past the point of kind of beating around the bush, if you will. We have so many clients who give us so much feedback of how what we do has prepared them properly. I'm tired of watching businesses fail and struggle right now with the wrong mindset and the wrong action. So guess what? If you're watching this and you're not one of our clients, we're going to give you a complimentary session. Take it. It's that simple. Stop checking your ego with yourself. Stop having too much pride to ask for some guidance. It's interesting. We did a handful of these large sessions yesterday, and I was looking at the screen and it was mind-blowing. 90+% of our clients are females. They're women-owned businesses. And I started asking the question, why is that the case? And the answer came back in a very interesting way. It's because guys have too much ego. We are idiots. If I'm going to speak transparently with you, we are too caught up in ourselves thinking, I got this. I don't need help. This is why women-owned businesses do better than men-owned businesses. Look it up. If you're a man, if you're a male and you own a business, get a female to run it for you. It'll do better than what you're doing right now. It's that straightforward. Check your ego at the door and sit down with us so we can actually help you create the plan. Every single one of our clients has given us this type of feedback for a reason. It is time that we sit down with you, because it's about to be the time where you need to sprint in your business. And if you and your business is not prepared, your team is not prepared, you're going to fall behind. So let's talk about marketing. Part 2 of this entire day. The ladder of loyalty, super important. If you don't understand it, we're going to walk through it. Part 1 today, part 2 tomorrow in tomorrow's episode. So the ladder of loyalty really matters when it comes to understanding your communication with your customer base, with your prospect base, things like that. Understanding where certain customers or clients or subscribers or patients or members fit within the ladder of loyalty, so you can understand kind of how to get them to the next step. So we're going to dive into that. First one is a suspect. This is someone who fits within your target audience, your target market, and you should have multiple target markets. Every business should have multiples, and you should be very, very, very specific on each one of those things. Stop the broad marketing and start getting specific so that it's tailored to the audience. They're more likely to actually engage with you when you do that. Broad marketing doesn't work. It's ineffective. A suspect is somebody who's in your target audience, has not engaged necessarily with you just yet. Then we get to prospect. And a prospect is somebody who now has had some sort of conversation, engaged you or your business some way. However that's looking, and depending on your industry, that conversation can be a little bit different, and how it starts can be a little bit different. A prospect is now someone who's in your target audience, so they're qualified as a lead, a qualified prospect for your business, and now they've engaged with you somehow, whether that is on the phone, through email, online, on social media, whatever that may be. So whatever those things are, they have now engaged with you. Third is the shopper. This is someone who's now made a purchase with you. So not only do they fit the target audience, but they have now bought from you. So a shopper is somebody who you want to start engaging with to try to get them to the next step, to the next level, and taking one purchase and turning them into multiple purchases. So we'll talk through the next couple steps tomorrow. For now, though, understand who in your pipeline is a suspect, who is a prospect, and ultimately who is a shopper, who's been that one-time purchase and that's all they've ever done. You should be reaching out to anyone who's been a one-time purchase and get them to come back at least one more time. Let's get them to the next level in the ladder of loyalty. Understand where each person fits within it, so that way we can focus on getting them to the next step, whatever the next step is. And we'll talk through the last couple in tomorrow's episode. So focus on your mindset. Focus on getting out of your comfort zone. Focus on the path forward, and let's go get you there. It's that straightforward. It's not a lack of time. It's a lack of direction. Zig Ziglar. And if you've ever watched or read anything from him, you should. He was phenomenal when it comes to business, thought leadership, and things like that. Dedicate the time. Make sure you have the right direction. What's that vision look like? What's the dream look like? Get out of your comfort zone so you're actually focusing on growing yourself. Stop just upgrading everything else around you, like your phones and your clothes and your subscriptions, and start upgrading you. Focus more time on you right now than everything else. There will be time in the future to focus on everything else. Right now, we got to focus on you. And again, if you're not a current client of ours, then you got to check an ego at the door. And we got to sit down with you. It's that straightforward. We'll give you a complimentary call or a complimentary session. All you got to do is open up the camera app in your phone and scan this, and we'll get you going. It's that easy. So I'm Dr. Michael Hartley. I'm here to elevate your business, enhance your lifestyle, and for the day, focus on mindset, focus on your communication, and let's start building your business to be prepared for the sprint ahead. If you are not currently prepared for it, you're already behind. Your competition is focusing on the sprint ahead. So let's get you where you need to be. Let's close out the day strong, and let's focus on getting you to your ultimate destination. If you have questions, type them in. Happy to answer any or all of them. If not, make it a phenomenal rest of your day. And if you're not a current client, we'll give you something for free. It's that easy. Stop having too much ego. And if you are a client, who's one person you need to introduce to us that may have not sat down with us yet? Every single one of our clients has given us so much feedback over the past 3-4 weeks of how we've helped guide them. We would not be receiving that kind of feedback if we weren't doing something right. And so my goal is to help every single business within Austin, every single business within Texas and around the world. I can only do that when people sit down with us. So where are you? How can we help? Scan the code if you're not a current client. And if you are, looking forward to our session next week. Bye for now.